What's up, crypto crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Mind, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
What other cryptocurrency should you buy? What's the next Bitcoin? Well,
crypto crew, I hold Kaspa and will hold Kaspa until it's time to sell, or when something drastic happens that will force my hand. Without going too political on what's going on in the region of Israel, it is terrible. It does prove the word of God to be truthful though, and this is not religion, this is prophecy. Prophecy must come to pass, and as a Bible believer, I believe I must continue to share the gospel of Christ to all men listening. Because again, crypto crew, it is not a matter of religion, it's a matter of salvation. That said, when Israel struck Iran, the price of Kaspa took a hit as well, going as low as 11 cents. Now, similar to an event a couple of months ago, all of the crypto ocean suffered from this event. Not just Kaspa exclusively, which gave true Caspians a chance to harden their faith in Kaspa by at least not selling their precious Kaspa, or giving the braver ones a chance to buy the dip, which I did.
We've got Grayscale and hedge funds starting to invest into Kaspa. We've got Casplex. We've got the Crescendo fork taking it to 10 blocks per second. And you're bearish on Kaspa right now?
If you wish to buy Kaspa, crypto crew, at these low prices, you're in luck, as MEXC has officially partnered up with your crypto crew. MEXC has listed Kaspa for a while. They offer low trading fees, so if you deposit and start trading on MEXC today, you could potentially earn 20,000 USDT. This is a special program for you, crypto crew, but it won't last long. Check out the MEXC event exclusive to your crypto crew if you sign up through my referral link and see what's on the other side waiting for you. Simply put, crypto crew, Kaspa is a midterm to long-term hold for me personally. Midterm being the end of this bull run somewhere around this time, September to November in 2025. Long-term even to the next bull run in 2029, if there even is a next bull run. Reason being, Kaspa's unique technology. Now, the main Kaspa founder, Jonathan Sompolinsky, will be speaking at the Australian Crypto Convention at the end of November 2024 in Sydney, Australia. But since I never gave Jonathan the floor completely, I thought this will be a great episode to do so. Jonathan Sompolinsky was a PhD student in computer science at the Hebrew University, and for 6 years he was researching how to improve Bitcoin founder Satoshi Nakamoto's proof-of-work paradigm and protocols. Jonathan Sompolinsky helped develop a version of the Ghost protocol for Ethereum in 2013, and eventually Jonathan's innovation led to the birth of Kaspa in 2021, which is the first ever crypto project with a BlockDAG paradigm. Listen to a talk Jonathan Sompolinsky did a few years ago before coming out with Kaspa, explaining the Ghost DAG paradigm.
As most of you know, the operation of Bitcoin is a blockchain, a chain of blocks. And when a miner gets a block, it extends the tip of the chain. But in the BlockDAG paradigm, instead of extending a single chain of blocks, it extends the entire graph of blocks it observes. What's interesting about it is it helps you scale up. So there's this parameter K, which sort of represents how intense is the mining in the DAG. So you see a blockchain on the top left. A blockchain is sort of a trivial block DAG, just a slow graph of blocks, but you can increase the scalability of the system, and then you have this smaller graph over there which grows actually faster. And just imagine here 10 blocks per second in the network. This is what you'll see. The main challenge of a BlockDAG is to recover consistency. In this large graph, there may be many conflicts, many double spends, and you have to have some protocol that recovers consistency and says, okay, there are double spends, what version of the transactions remain and what are rejected. So anyone who knows blockchain internally acknowledges that it is in and of itself a database technology that is inferior to any centralized database. There are many talks in the community how to scale up the system, but we must acknowledge that any scaling technology will forever lose to Visa's technology. This is a statement about the technology itself. And the reason is that because we are trying to build a trustless system, this trustless implies lots of scalability limitations, which Visa doesn't have. So any feature that blockchain will have, Visa will probably copy, scalability-wise. Today, it's 10,000 transactions, the capability of Visa at least. Bitcoin is not near that. So whenever someone says we have blockchain is more secure, it's not more secure per se, it's not more private per se, and it's slower. So the main value proposition is that we can achieve many properties of databases. Some emphasize more the financial aspect in a trustless manner. And as computer scientists, we prefer to define what trustless means. In order to disrupt the operation, an attacker needs to control a large portion of the resources. In proof of work, this is the computational resources. In proof of work, it needs to control a large portion of the stake. In delegated proof of stake, it's more refined, it's more subtle. It's very expensive to be trustless. So if you're paranoid, if you want to verify every single bit of the system, this causes the main scalability limitations. For instance, in Bitcoin, every node verifies everything. So this is one limitation. And moreover, every node, at least originally, stores all the data, all the historical data. Let's say join in 2018 to the Bitcoin network. The assumption is we have to prove to you the validity of the entire history. So imagine this is a very radical and strict paradigm. Someone missed out Bitcoin for 10 years. That's okay. Maybe he was young. Maybe he was conservative. And then 10 years later, he joins the network. And then he asks everyone to prove the entire history was correct. And this assumption implies that in these 10 years between 2009 and today, we all stored everything just to accommodate this new node, to help it onboard. So this is part of the trustless, scalability limitations. Of course, people understand that it's not sustainable. So there's pruning full nodes. There's sharding, where not everyone verifies everything. But all of these are relaxing the trustless agenda. Right? So any solution to scalability in this manner is essentially saying, okay, you have to trust something in order to play the game. For instance, if you're a new node, you have to trust that everything's okay so far. I thought maybe to share with you some tweets or messages of community leaders why trustless is important. So Zuko, if you're not familiar, he is CEO and founder of Zcash, and his nice statement is, my position is we should reduce reliance on X. It's true for all X. If we can remove trust of any sort, we should remove it. And then there's a longer quote by Greg Maxwell, former CTO of Blockstream. And this is an interesting statement. I found it some Bitcoin dev list. And he says, not that justified trust is a bad thing, but trust makes system brittle, opaque, and costly to operate. Trust failures result in systemic collapses, and naturally arising trust choke points can be abused to deny access to the process. So this is a more holistic view that trust is maybe justified, can be operated in a good manner, but it's very costly in and of itself. So maybe trust is cheaper. That's at least what's hinted here. This is another argument. There's a latest scandal in blockchain industry, some would say regarding EOS, where some block producer has been supposedly abused or harassed. But the fact that their identities are not anonymous means that people can, WhatsApp you, hey, why didn't you vote like I did? You can get an email, someone can knock on your door. It's not like proof of work. Proof of work, you have these bunch of miners, you're not sure where they are, where they're coming from. Some of them have explicitly covert setups, so you can't approach them if they're not accepting that. And another final argument is, every user trusts things, but we don't trust the same thing. So in China, WeChat Pay and Alipay are extremely common, but in the US they are not. In short, users trust, but they don't trust the same things. So that's one main reason why you want a trustless paradigm. So there's an interesting lecture by a sociologist, researcher from Durham University, which goes to explain how users actually, when they use a system, need to rely on trust. If there's a hack in Bitcoin, the users perceive it as a hack. Devs perceive it as, this wasn't a hack on the Bitcoin protocol, it was a hack on the way you used it, but the user doesn't care about this distinction. So this is an interesting gap between how devs view the system and how users view it. There are other ways to utilize trust in Bitcoin system. The main idea is if you want to scale up the system, as I said previously, you have to give up on some assumptions. The most common one, which Satoshi himself already proposed, is this SPV node. So if you're, let's say, a home user, and you're not interested in verifying everything, but you're still somewhat paranoid and you want to verify that your transactions are included in the blockchain, what you do is you open a node and you ask people to send you, you ask peers to send you the blockchain. You verify only that you got the most updated version of the blockchain. You don't verify everything. And you verify that your own transactions are embedded in the blockchain. When you connect to the Bitcoin network, how do you know that you're getting the right Bitcoin? So let's say I convince you to onboard on Bitcoin, and then I send you some Ethereum blockchain. You have to have some anchor of trust where you call your friend, you say, hey, I connected to the Bitcoin network, this is the block height, here's its hash, am I viewing the right network? This is something that is another trust point in Bitcoin and in any system. So you can't totally eliminate trust. There's a lot of talk in the Bitcoin community about layer 2. I'm sure you heard of Lightning Network. In Lightning Network, it's a huge boost to scalability. On the other hand, there's some limitations. One limitation is that the user needs to be online for a certain period of time after the transaction or after it operates transactions. And the way you really do it is you ask someone else to watch for you, to have your back, for instance. So in general, there's 2 layers in Bitcoin. There's the base layer, the hardcore protocol, and this needs to be trustless for the various reasons we mentioned. And more than trustless, or in addition to trustlessness, it has to have another property, and that is simplicity. The devs and the technical community, which needs to trust the protocol, and then the user, which needs to trust the entire ecosystem that operates correctly. We are implementing such paradigms of 2 layers and trying to tackle various scalability and to choose a good trade-off between total trustlessness and high scalability.
That trade-off eventually became what we now know as Kaspa, the first crypto project running on the BlockDAG, a project that has been in the making for close to a decade before Kaspa launched in November of 2021, which signified the end of the 2021 bull run. Ever since, Kaspa has been bullish during the whole bear cycle up to recently, when most of the crypto ocean has experienced sharp corrections. So don't let these current shakeouts discourage you, crypto crew. Kaspa may have dipped a bit, but has not changed its trajectory at all.
And the funny thing is the big dogs don't want money. Kraken is one of the big guys, and obviously we're speaking with them. That's why we appear on their potential listing roadmap. They didn't ask for any dough. The big guys, they have a lot of things going on. Then they have regulation and compliance that they have to really do their homework on. When you have more than one block happening at a time, it's a lot more difficult to adjust the difficulty so that the miners continuously produce an average of 1 block per second. That goes under due diligence. They have to research the thing. It just makes it take longer. They have to really make sure that it's as legit AF as we say it is, which it is, we know, but they don't know. They have to make sure before they turn on the listing.
Tier 1s are more than interested in Kaspa. It is not about short-term gains by receiving exchange listing fees. It is more about what is beyond the listing of Kaspa, because all these people behind the tier 1 exchanges know how much Kaspa will bring to the table. Therefore, they wish to know how to technically implement Kaspa, as it is a proof of work, which isn't as easily implementable as other proof of stake crypto projects, for example. And so while these Kaspa prices are low, I suggest you hold on to what Kaspa you have, or if you are brave and wish to buy Kaspa, why not do so on MEXC, where you can get your Kaspa at low trading fees. Again, check the MEXC event exclusive to your crypto crew. Sign up by clicking my referral link in the description box or comment section below. And finally, when you do have your Kaspa crypto crew, make sure that you will store your Kaspa offline. Exchanges are only used to buy your Kaspa or to sell off your Kaspa when you have made profit. But up until that point, keep your Kaspa on a cold storage. My favorite one is the Tangent wallet, as it is the easiest to use and just the best cold storage in my opinion. You can grab 10% discount on your Tangent wallet if you wish to get your Tangent today. Link in the description box below.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.